Hello everyone, welcome to the shop. I'm Fred. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. Anyways, today I'm doing not doing any machining, welding, just going to do a review on my new acquisition, which is the Sunray 35 laser. So the review is why I came to buy a Sunray 35 by TTP Laser. There were a lot of factors that came in place. First one was the price. Second, options that came with the laser. The size of the laser, because of my shop. The speed at which the laser could cut material and engrave. 5, must be compatible and support light burn. I looked at a bunch of different lasers. I looked at Glowforge, looked at Trotec, Epilog, Omtech, Thunder, Boss Laser, a whole bunch of different laser companies. For what I wanted on my laser were some prerequisites. Had to be, like I said, compatible with light burn. I wanted servo motors, not stepper motors. I wanted a fairly deep Z-axis bed. So with that said, I just did my homework. Like I said, I looked at Glowforge. That's an awesome desktop laser. One thing I didn't like about it is it uses the cloud, uses a cloud server. So the machine constantly has to be hooked up to the internet. The software is proprietary. I was just looking at all the pros and cons. What happens if you lose your internet connection? You can no longer communicate to the laser because you got to send your project to the cloud and cloud server, and then the cloud server sends it back down. So without network connectivity, you can't do that. So if you have a very large customer base and you're doing big jobs and all of a sudden you lose your internet connection, you're kind of buggered at that point. So, like I said, the price was a little steep, and I'll leave it at that. It came in at around $6,300 US. Ouch. So I looked at the Trotec laser, Trotec and Epilog. They sent me brochures, samples, beautiful lasers, like really top-notch lasers, well built. I believe they're built in the US, but their starting price was really high. Past my budget, what I was willing to spend. So I didn't go any further with Trotec or Epilog. I did look at Thunder laser. Very nice machine, similar to mine, except it didn't have linear guides. It had roller guides, and they say it's maintenance free, but I don't think anything, being in the mechanical field, when they say maintenance free, it really doesn't mean maintenance free. So I always wanted linear guides on all, even the CNC plasma cutter I built. I used linear guides, not rollers. So that was a no. So I looked at, like I said, a bunch of lasers. But anyways, like I said, between Trotec and Epilog, they were way out of my price range. So now, the options that I was looking for in a pro type laser, like I said, linear guides, servo motors, not stepper motors, a deep Z-axis depth, 100 watt tube, large footprint with a refrigerated water chiller, not a bucket and a fish tank pump that you put in there. Had to have a Reci controller because they are compatible with light burn. network and USB connection. Has great speed, support. So all the things that everything that I was looking for were in those specs. The reason I chose the Sunray by TTP, it's a Canadian company. They've been around for 35 years. I got all their specs. Matter of fact, I had the specs of all the lasers that I was looking at. The specs met my prerequisite for what I wanted. Price, size, the whole rigmarole. So this was a no-brainer at this point. So I went with the Sunray by TTP Laser. It's wired to North American standards, so you know it's safe if you plug it into your 110. I'm not being sponsored by TTP in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to give you my experience with my laser. I've had my laser since last year of August or September, one of the two, and it's been outstanding. I put it through its paces. I've done so many projects for family members, friends, and outside customers. So I did all my homework, I did all my research when I was purchasing the laser. If you're going to spend thousands of dollars on a laser, you might as well get what you want, because it'll pay off in the long run. You know you've spent good money really well. TTP Laser to me came across as a high-end laser prototype, and I consider it to be up there with some of the bigger companies, Trotec and Apple. TTP has a great YouTube channel, TTP Laser. Jessica and Ray do some awesome how-tos, tutorials, how to set up your laser, how to install your water cooler, how to install the software on your computer, how to clean, how to align the mirrors. They do a bang-up job, and they do it in layman's terms, so you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand them. This machine, out of the box, once it's unpacked, it's virtually plug and play. You don't need to do too much. Like I said, there's a few things. Align mirrors, install your water cooler, put the fluids in, let it run for 30 minutes to get all the air out of your CO2 tube. It's controlled by itself, so it maintains temperature in the hottest days. And my garage is pretty well insulated, but in the summer it gets pretty warm in here. But the cooler just hums along. You set the temperature you want, you can adjust the temperature on it, and away you go. I have to say that it took me an hour and 45 minutes to completely set up and get it running. Everything was running. You'll be amazed at the quality of this machine. I can't say any more other than you need a 20 amp dedicated circuit to tie it in, because your chiller, your fan, exhaust fan, and your air pump all get plugged into the back. And by the way, the exhaust fan on this machine is super quiet. You wouldn't believe how quiet it is. Anyways, with that said, guys, I'm gonna stop now and I'm gonna show you my laser. All right, hang in there. Okay, so I've got the water chiller on right now, and you can see from the front panel, it's the temperature is 16.9 Celsius, which is the liquid temperature, and it's not very loud at all. You can barely hear the exhaust fan. The exhaust fan is running at high right now, and it's very quiet. So just going over to the machine, you have 4 doors on the top, side, front, the other side, and the rear. You have your pass-through door down here, You have a clean out door to your clean out tray down here. You see I've left a little bit of debris in the bottom there. Not a big deal. I just take the vacuum and vacuum it up. You have your Reci controller. This is the RD6445G Reci controller. Beautiful controller. Has your Z axis for your bed, your X and Y. You can send images from your computer, or you can send it from a USB stick to computer or USB stick, and they're directly connected to the Reci controller. You have another little control panel up here. This is for all your lighting. This is for an additional air assist when you're running the machine manually, jogging it from the keypad here. You have some safety here. Right now I turned off the water cooler. You can see that says water protection off. Once I turn it on, you'll see the status change. So it went from off to on. So that's your protection for your laser tube. Inside the bed, you have linear guides. You have a lid safety switch. If you lift the lid while it's running, the laser will stop. You have the Hiwin linear guides on the back side, on the X and Y. You have the Honeycomb bed here, and you have a knife bed. This bed measures 23.5 by 35. So it's a fairly large footprint, which is perfect for my garage or shop. It has a 100-watt Reci tube, and it has servos on the X and the Y axes. That's what was in my prerequisite. Mirrors are very easy to set up. There's 3 of them on this unit. You have the exhaust fan. I have mine on the back side here. It's secured with rare earth magnets to the back, and it goes up to the top of the garage and out the back there, the side there. The reason I picked this size laser is my shop is pretty full. Got my workbench here, my welders, my big compressor at the back that supplies air to the laser, my big milling machine here, and you can see I'm limited in space. So the Sunray 35 worked out fantastic. All right, guys, that's about it for this review. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Hang in there. Okay, guys, so yeah, that was a small review of my Sunray laser by TTP Laser. Like I said, they're a Canadian company. Tech support's great. You need any information, you can email them, phone them, and they're more than willing and happy to help you out. Like I said, this machine is a very good quality machine. It met all my expectations and then some. So with that said, guys, just do your homework, your research, and that's about all I can say. All right, guys, you have a great day and take care. Bye for now.